Outstanding, and welcome to episode 145 of Heresy Accountability Buddies, where we are getting an early start today. Holy smokes, Batman. So before we get any further, let's go ahead and introduce everybody to the host. I'm Jack, followed by...
Brian.
I am Duncan.
I am Jamie.
I'm John.
And I am Inevitable. But before we get any further down the line, let's do a quick station identification.
Do you love resin bases? Then go to our sponsor, Elric Hobbies, for all of your basing and basing accessory needs. Use code HERESYABB at checkout for a discount. Legendary Monument Hobbies. Monument Hobbies is a one-stop shop for all of your painting needs. Use code HERESYABB at checkout for a 5% discount on your purchase. Pop Goes the Monkey. Find maker of third-party accessory bits of arms, legs, backpacks, and more, where you can get 10% off your first order over $125 with code HERESYABB at checkout.
Identification. And thank you to our patrons. Without you, none of this would be possible. So, without further ado, let's go on to our Act 1. Yeah, Act 1. I'm going to go ahead and call it Act 1. Act 1.
John presents his hobby.
Exactly. Baby boy, what have you been doing?
I don't know why people keep thinking I do a lot. I don't do a lot. I washed all the bamboo parts on all the terrain, so it's basically done. I think I'm going to base them, though, and I'm trying to figure out if I want to base them desert or if I want to base them... so I can start a new terrain style and go with like a forest or not. And then I had all that terrain that I dug out a few weeks ago and primed all that. So probably tables and a half worth of terrain. It took like 4 rattle cans worth of primer. I ran an event yesterday. We had an even number of people, so I didn't get to play. So I went ahead and built the Fellblade. And while I was there, the guy, Andrew, delivered the last 12 Hiss tanks that I need to fill my Oops All Sentinels list.
Oh, Lord.
Which is going to have 60 medium Sentinels, 12 heavy Sentinels, 3 normal Russes, a command Russ, and a command squad.
And a partridge in a pear tree.
Yeah. Luckily they outflank, so, again, I can't fill it. I fill the deployment zone with, I think it's like half the Sentinels and the Russes, so it's a little full. But yeah, I think that's all I got done was just terrain and building the Fellblade. What about you, Jack?
I on Hobby Chat last week may have actually found like a list that I actually want to build to. So I am busy cultivating the parts necessary for that list. I think that is the best term for it, cultivating. Discovered a rich vein of cultivating. And then round up all the other parts of the army that I had to make sure that I had it. And it's technically, I think if I tried, I could probably actually get it done by Thanksgiving, which would be perfect because of the tanks and Thanksgiving. I don't know. I kicked it over to Jamie after that.
Yeah, I've just been working on the Titan. I posted some pictures up today of some of the work I've gotten done literally today because, I've had literally no free time whatsoever. So
it happens, brother. But it looks fantastic. It's very tall and menacing.
It does look cool.
And looks like it's compensating for something, if you know what I mean.
it definitely is overcompensating.
We can tell.
Who hasn't gone yet? Duncan? Brian?
Yeah, sure, I'll go. No. Last week, I got the base whites down for my 20 Tactical Marines and for my first Centurion. I got the base golds down. I got some of the base silvers down before I paused for the evening. I helped Trevor with the list building thing. Separated a shipment of stuff out that Jack, Trevor, and I ordered from a mysterious online wizardly adventure place.
Let's be honest,
Got him
it was
his
mainly
stuff.
Trevor. It was mainly Trevor.
It was, and I'm proud of him for jumping in with feet first for this. So Trevor, kudos to you.
He didn't jump in feet first. He jumped in balls first.
He belly flopped right into Heresy, and I'm so proud. So I after I gave him his stuff, and I separated your stuff over here, and I separated my few things. Then I gave him some of my stuff from my pile of shame, because I wasn't going to use it, and it was still in the pile of shame. So, yay, more stuff. Then I built another Centurion, because I'm going to need... Sorry, this was not a Centurion, this was a Champion. And I've got him over here. I built him out of the Trader Herald, I think it is, the model. Built him out of that, and I finally used up the last of my Max Mini backpacks to give him his jump pack. So I'm going to figure out. Yeah, I'm going to have to acquire more Max Mini backpacks or jump packs.
Is the Max Mini still a thing?
No, they got out of business. They got bought out by...
No, they're still a thing.
The original company who was Max Mini got bought out by the people who now do Drop Fleet Commander. So you can buy their stuff, but the molds are done through the guys in England.
Okay, because I still got to order some more Heavy Sentinels from them.
Okay, so now I'm gonna go off on a tangent here before I go off on a different tangent. I also ordered some stuff from Europe that I did not realize was coming to me from Ireland. So bear with me here, because this may sound a little political, but it's not. It's just intended to reflect the stupidity of some of the international shipping stuff. I ordered $24 of nicotine pouches from Ireland, apparently. That got me 10 total cans. Shipping on that was $21, something like that. So in total, I spent $55 on, maybe a little bit less than 55 on these 10 cans of this stuff I wanted to try. And that got shipped to me. And then I got hit with a tariff for $55.12, which is more than I paid for the original product plus shipping. So then I got the other stuff that I ordered from a nebulous country somewhere in the European vicinity. And that was several $100 plus 30-something bucks shipping. And my tariff that I paid on that was $22. So I'm very curious how it is that going through the postal services, which was the shipping from Ireland, versus going through DHL for the shipping from the other place, how it is that that's what I came up with as a tariff. Because I'm very confused, and it hurt my pocketbook, and I felt...
I could tell you.
We can discuss that part afterwards. I just wanted to gripe for a minute.
Okay.
I understand the vagaries of it. I'm just kind of irritated at it. And then, because my friends Jack and John both shamed me repeatedly, over and over last week, both during the recording, after the recording of last week's episode, and during this past week's hobby hangout, I went out and I got another monitor, the exact same size as this giant chunky beast that I have here. Now I have another giant chunky beast over there. And then, because Brian, not podcast Brian, but friend of the cast and patron member Brian, showed me a couple things that you can attach to your desk. You can put extra monitors mounted on with swing arms, this and this thing, that. I ordered one of those, and they should be here this week, so then I can put the third monitor up here above everything. So Jack says, as of right now, John said, as of right now, I've finally entered 1995. Sometime this week, I might finally enter the 2000s. I don't know yet. But I feel shamed by my friends.
Shame works.
You can shame people into doing things.
Yep, as you should.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Jack.
You're welcome.
I guess I'm still living in 95 with only 2 monitors. So
hey, that's where I am. So I'll be in maybe 2001 as of Monday or Tuesday. I don't know yet. We'll figure it out.
Next, you'll be able to get like a boom arm to mount your fourth monitor. That way, you can rotate it around so you can watch it as you play games on your hobby table.
Has Duncan not seen the excellent movie called Operation Swordfish with the
I have.
hacker
Or
rig?
Grandma's Boy.
Rig? Yeah.
Yep, I have. But to reinforce how far in the 90s I still am, I'm sitting here drinking a Clearly Canadian, just to show off how old I am, apparently. So there you go.
Nice.
Ryan, what have you done this week?
Well, I'm not sure where I sit at. I'm doing this off of a phone. Does that put me in the 2000s?
I think that puts you in the 20-teens. So I'm not sure.
2007, man, first iPhone. About the same time for most Blackberries, like 2005, 2006. So, there you go.
Suck it, I guess.
The aughts. You're from the aughts.
Well done.
I cleaned some flashing off of these 5 Seeker, I guess, guys now. They were going to be Vet Squad or something in 2.0. Get them ready to be primed. Did some more work on the tanks. Pretty light hobby week. Nothing too wild or crazy. Didn't get any priming done, though, because it's been cool and rainy up here.
All right.
All right, so that takes us to Act 2, the news.
The news. Oh, God. I remember when Jack used to do that somewhere else.
So the releases this week were not a lot. It was pretty much the release of the special characters for Space Marines. So you've got the Iron Hand guy at $47, the White Scars dice, Iron Hands dice, and then the Iron Hands White Scars Combat Patrol. We're still waiting for the individual release of the White Scars character.
We have a book.
Yeah, we also got the Drop Site Massacre drop for pre-order.
Yep.
So that'll be a couple weeks out yet. Next week, we're coming into more awesome Ultramarines. So for 40K, we're getting the Terminator box, Battle Force. Inside, that's going to be a Terminator Herald. Separate release of new Moranis Calgar. Potato Sicarius. And then 3 packs of the Victrix Guard, which look like they have a bunch of cool Heresy parts in them you could steal. And then the really cool Ultramarines upgrade and transfer set.
I don't see what any part of that is ultra cool, but please continue.
It's the toilet seat part.
Ultra cool.
Oh. Okay.
There's also a Ultramarines dice set. I'm not really keen on the colors on these. I think I'm going to pass on these ones.
I decided that if I see them, I'll buy them, but I'm not going out of my way for them.
So what you're telling me is I should send you a link to them as soon as they come available?
No, I said if I see them. That a link isn't seeing. A link is
They're going to be
leaking.
$37 for 16 dice. So,
Ugh.
yeah,
Seeing is believing.
I just placed an order for something we'll talk about in a little bit as far as dice go. And then there's some Dark Eldar bits, and then they're re-releasing some of the Chaos Space Marine stuff. So there was a Chaos Space Marine upgrade sprue, which had some pretty cool esoteric bits in it. And then there's going to be a Traitor Enforcer and Ogren Bodyguard re-release that originally came out in Space Crusade.
Oh, man, I remember those guys.
Yeah, so those will be really cool for doing militia. You got a Traitor Militia Army coming out.
Yep.
And then we got our yearly release of the Red Gobbo. This time he's in a Tin Boy.
Okay.
There's also some Creed books, some Red Gobbo books, some special edition books, re-releasing Double Eagle and Interceptor City in a matching cover set, and then some Space Marine battle books.
Did you ever get Interceptor City?
I got the fancy edition, yeah.
Did you ever read it?
I have not had time to read it yet. No, I'm gonna get the audiobook probably and listen to it.
Okay.
I feel like they came out not that long ago.
Yeah, that's what I was
It was
thinking
like
too.
It was like the last 3 or 4 months.
Was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
During the week, we got a Heresy Thursday article, the compatibility matrix. So I don't know why this needed to be an article, but
And
it
it's not
basically
correct,
just
you know.
yeah, it just shows what kits can be used in what other kits. So the shows that the melee weapons can be used on any kit, which technically doesn't work because half the melee kit is double-handed weapons, and those don't work on Sky Hunters. The disintegrator, heavy weapons of all kinds, and special weapons can really only be used on tactical squads, command squads, and then the Legion command squad.
But the disintegrator and the can't remember which one of the Volkites is that? Was it the plasmas or something like that? They have pistols in them.
Oh
those
yeah,
can
the
be-
disintegrator does have pistols. Yeah,
So you can
They
use
could be
those.
used
With,
as-
yeah, that's why
assault
it's like
squads.
that's like this thing's nowhere even remotely close to right.
Yeah, I kind of said it on our chat this week that old Marines didn't need a freaking matrix to tell us what we could use. They just all work together.
Yep.
I would rather have a "this is what gun goes with which pose" article
Yeah.
instead, because
Or
if you buy
the double-handed weapons, because some of them don't, as you said, don't fit really well with certain poses.
yeah, so it's kind of odd that we got. I guess slow day at the GW house, and they needed to kick out an article real quick. Like, yeah, you
I'm
can
gonna
build the
make one-
spoiler squads.
One kind of casual observation here.
Mhm.
I've now built 20 of these new Mark II tacticals. Really like the way they look. Really like the way they put together. The only thing I don't like is that you can't really find a way to put the old torsos to them until after you've built the entire body with legs. Because sometimes the legs are attached. One of the legs or part of one of the legs is attached already to the torso. And so it really makes attaching the old Armor Mark II, Mark III torsos from Forge World impossible unless you're willing to do a lot of surgery on your dude. And that's a bit annoying.
Dremel goes burr.
Yep, Dremel goes burr, but it's still an annoying burr. Anyway, carrying on. Sorry.
Yep, no problem. They also dropped another art through the years. This time it was Chaos Space Marines. So flashing back to the old Eye of Terror Codex cover.
Yep. Fighting for your freedom.
We've got some other cool Kasserkin art, some second edition Terminators. Looks like the Fall Acadia. Night Lord cover from the 4th edition Chaos Space Marine Codex.
Yes. Second edition right there.
No, this came
No,
from.
that's not.
That was the 7th or 8th edition starter set that came with the custom chaplain.
You are right, it was.
It was a limited print box with that goofy art. 3rd edition pencil drawing. It's one of the newer artworks. That's a 3rd edition piece. So definitely a
Those
cool
are some
article
of
to
the-
send you
Yeah.
back through time.
Yeah, some of
The
this stuff I remember seeing years and years and years ago.
Yeah. Storm of Iron cover.
Yep. Second edition Codex
Chaos
cover.
Cipher.
3rd edition Cypher art. So yeah, some cool artwork to trigger the old nostalgia.
Yep, I definitely just felt it.
And then Merchant would drop some stuff this week. First up is the Jameson family hoodie.
Yep.
So this is a Nurgling Mega hoodie for $85. It's basically just like a Snuggie, but it makes you look like a Nurgling. See, you've got little horns, little foam horns on top. a Nurgle symbol on your ass, and a face in your stomach.
Yep, that's definitely Jamie's family's crest right there.
A Space Wolf scarf and beanie set
Oh, that's very affordable.
for $55.
Oh my god. Yeah, I
And then
can.
Oh my god.
the
Sorry.
40K stocking for $42. It's just a print of random GW faction icons on a stocking for $42.
Yep.
Yeah. That's
At
nice.
least it's got a reinforced snow and heel.
Yeah,
I don't
because after you buy
understand
this,
who does their market research on what people would want. Like, why can't we have the T-shirts that Forge World did those years ago that were awesome and they only did for a couple years?
Oh, I still have all mine. They're badass. I've got several of them.
I've got the old Aya Horus hoodie that I'll be giving away in January at my event for Best Trader.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, I understand GW wants to make their money, but like, there's a point of making money, and then like, this is ridiculous. Like,
If this was 15,
it's literally $42.
if this was 15, I could see your wife picking this up for you as a joke gift.
Yep.
But not at $42.
Yeah, exactly.
Or like the hoodie. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, well, I need to get it. I need to get several of those for my family. And then I'm like, I'm not paying $85 for a hoodie.
No. That's not even really a hoodie. That's more like a slanket.
Well, even okay, it's Snuggie or whatever. I'm just saying, I'm not paying $85 for that.
Yeah,
I go to
No,
Walgreens and get like one for like $15, you know?
Yeah. No, I get you. One thing I think GW has kind of missed out is over the years they've not really done a lot of hats.
Yeah.
And I know a lot of people wear hats. I mean, I wear a hat every day. I know others who do the same.
The De La Rosas have just went to like Bass Pro and picked up a bunch of random camouflage hats and just did stitched Aquilas and Aya Horuses. They sell it at every event.
Yeah.
Yep. If you can find one of those that's not a snapback, that's like a full-size fitted hat, I would buy that happily.
The last sweatshirt I spent that kind of money on was like waterproof and be made to be worn out in like extreme temperatures.
Yeah, and exactly. It's like not just a normal cotton sweatshirt.
Yeah.
It's screen printed.
Starforge dropped a couple new purity seals. So we've got the Death Company purity seal, the generic Astartes purity seal, and the Ravenwing symbol purity seal. I do like that they're starting to do themed castle part. So before it was kind of generic, and now it's actually themed to what the thing is. They also dropped the Servo Skull keychain. So this was given away as a free gift to the $1,000 subscription club that they had for a while. Now they're actually selling it separately. The first image kind of implies that it opens on the bottom like a pill container or something. It shows the wiring separate from the skull, so I don't know if that opens or what. GW also advertised this on their website for order through their stores, and it sold out immediately. So if you were looking for that keychain, it's on the Starforge now. Non-GW things that are lined. Artel W has come out with some sculptures of famous GW characters. Sebastian Yarick got a resculpt from them since he died in normal 40K and he's never getting a model again.
Hold on. I didn't think that was officially confirmed that he was dead.
No, he's dead.
It's been highly suggested that he is, but I don't think it's officially been confirmed.
And then you can swap parts to make it kind of a generic character. The other one that I thought was kind of cooler was Sly and Slay, the Legends. So you've got the pose is kind of based on the old Doom artwork, the cover of Doom, mounting across the bodies. You can swap weapons to either make it look like Sylvester Stallone from Rambo with a bow and arrow and a big knife, or he can look like Sly Marbo with a goofy yell, or if you want to go full meme, you can make him look like a Kriegsman with a shovel and no shirt.
Power shovel.
There's a not really new, but this company called Special Artisan Service. They do a bunch of 3D sculpts. They came out with this week. I think this one's probably going to hit most of us in the feels.
Yep.
The robbers from the movie Heat, hockey mask, and bank robber versions. They do a bunch of movie-inspired and video game-inspired stuff. So this week they also dropped the Noble team from Halo Reach. And they do multiple poses of the same character, which is kind of cool.
That's cool.
And they also dropped Stealth Python, which is obviously based on a video game that got re-released last month.
Where's his cardboard box?
Yeah,
They do have a sculpt that's in a cardboard box.
Okay,
Oh,
that
Lord.
makes me feel better. Do they have Sniper Wolf with the dog with the wolf?
Yep.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I bought a few of their, I think they called them Python terrorists, to use as sculpts for my militia. I don't remember if we discussed the first official model that kind of was released, official preview for the StarCraft miniature game that's coming out later. They finally showed off a model of Zeratul. So he's kind of jumping and landing. This is going to be an exclusive model you can only get for pre-ordering the game whenever they officially announce it.
Okay. Interesting.
And then Pro Acryl dropped an intro painting set. So this is just a collection of 12 basic colors and 3 of their brushes all bundled together for a decent savings. You get a you also get the bust in that picture or not, Jamie?
I don't know.
The bust is sold separately. It says it down at the bottom.
Okay, yep.
They also had 3 new primer colors as well.
Yep.
Like the
then,
spray primer.
Yep. And then Baron of Dice dropped their sci-fi vehicle damage dice. So this is a 6-sided die with all of the new Heresy statuses on it. So you got pinned, stunned, and routed and suppressed, as well as charge and disordered charge.
Cool.
I actually really like those. I think for everybody who doesn't want to use the little chits, I think having these dice, just throw them in your dice bag or container. I think this is a really solid set.
I picked up a couple
Really
sets, one to put in each game bag, so that way I don't have to worry about losing them.
Don't blame you at all. How much were the sets? Do you remember?
They weren't terribly expensive. I bought a bunch of other stuff at the same time because one for the Army we're going to talk about later today.
Okay.
They're also currently running a Halloween sale right now, so if you use the coupon code TREAT, you can get 15% off your order. I want to say it was their normal price, like $15 or $16 for 10 dice.
I'm filling the space. There we are. $20.
So 1995 for
$6?
I think it's 10.
Okay. That's not bad no matter how you cut it.
Yeah, 10 dice for 1995. So $2 a piece is not terrible. It's cheaper than GW charges.
Yeah.
I was about to say
And you get a
most
fancy 10.
10s or 25s, I think.
And then, like Jamie was saying, the new primer colors that are airbrushable are dark purple, red oxide, and taupe. From Monument Hobbies. And that, gentlemen, is the news.
Well, with the news out of the way and the hobby out of the way, what else we got going on?
I believe our main topic tonight was going to be covering the BlackShields document that came out.
Well, BlackShields? I wonder what that's like.
So this is a expansion to the Horus Heresy, obviously. So the original BlackShields came out in 1.0. Marines that just kind of either gave up on fighting for either side or decided to go their own way in the Heresy. You really don't declare an allegiance like most people. You always get an additional reaction point if you're using BlackShields as your primary detachment. You go through and replace all Legionis Astartes special rules with the BlackShield special rules that we'll get to in a second. They have their own Tactica, their own Gambit, and their own Oaths of Moment. So their rite of war is called Bastard Sons of Fate. If they are affected by any pinned, suppressed, or stunned statuses, they get +1 toughness and +1 strength. If they're affected by more than one status, that bonus is increased to +2.
Yeah, that's kind of helpful and also kind of hindering.
Yeah, but it's definitely hefty when you're thinking about the army that I'm going to be building. If you're looking at some of the armies that are going to have smaller numbers of units, taking a couple statuses that might not affect you as hard, not being able to react, but you still get a +1 toughness modifier. That's pretty good. Their individual gambit that they can select is called Beholden to None. Basically, if you die, you're allowed to inflict D3 automatic hits on the opponent, and they have damage and AP of the weapon that was used by the model for which this gambit was selected. It's pretty handy in a challenge. If you know you're going down, might as well punch him while you're going out. And then they can
those aren't even go out during the actual challenge. They go out at the glory step, literally at the end. So if you're already dead, you can literally possibly kill your opponent off at the same time, but during the actual glory step, so it makes it even less of a win. It's like from Hell's Heart, my dead body stabs at you. So, interesting.
And then what makes the BlackShield army really kind of work is Oaths of Moment. So if you are running a primary detachment of BlackShields, you can select 2 of these Oaths of Moment. Otherwise, you can only select 1. So if you're taking them as an ally, you only get 1 of these Oaths of Moments. Many of these kind of overlap each other. They say replace something or do something instead. And as the controlling player, you're the person that's going to decide which one of these takes precedent. So if you're going to give up a special rule to do one, you can't then give it up again to do the second. And then there's a few
that makes
of them
sense.
that can't be selected together because of that.
All right, so shall we go through all of these one by one?
Yeah, you want to take the first?
Yeah, I'll do that. Bastard Sons of Fate? No, sorry, not Bastard Sons of Fate. It's Eternal Vendetta. A unit with model that includes models with this special rule gains Hatred, Legion Astartes. Special rule, but must always charge Legion Astartes units. And it doesn't affect just one type of Legion Astartes, it's all. When the opposing army includes any detachment with any variant of the Legion Astartes trait, all models in the detachment with this gain the Hatred Legion Astartes rule. If the opposing army includes a primary detachment, then the effects of Hatred are expanded to include +1 to all hit tests made while in a combat. So that's actually pretty nice. However, you have to, all units in the detachment that include any models with this oath of moment that begin the assault phase with any model in that unit within 12 inches of an enemy model must declare it a charge, even if they cannot reach that unit. Units that are not capable of making a charge are not affected by this. So,
You must only charge Legiones, though. So if it's militia, you don't have to charge them.
Yep, you gain hatred only of the Legiones, only the Astartes. And it doesn't matter if they're loyalists or traitor. And if they're the primary detachment, you use this and you're going to be hitting rather well. Especially if you take another trait or another oath of moment that'll come up later. You want me to go ahead and take the second one, or you want to take the second one, or someone else want to take oath of moment?
I got it. And then we'll do Jamie for the next one.
Cool.
So Panoply of Old, a unit that includes models with a special rule and make use of war gear upgrades from a single Legion army. So basically you choose one of the legions that you want, and you're allowed to select any pieces of war gear upgrades that they are allowed to take. This does not include any rules or option from the unit's rights of war, or any detachments or gambits available to that legion, only war gear upgrades. No tactica, gambits, advanced reactions, or additional detachments may be used from the chosen armory. For the purposes of selecting war gear upgrades only, all models of detachment count as being part of that legion.
Yep.
So if you want to play like you...
Everybody gets a chain glaive. Everyone can have a chain glaive.
Yep.
If you chose Night Lords. Yep. You want everybody to have the meteor hammers from World Leaders. Everyone can have a meteor hammer. It's not limited just to characters. It's every model.
Salt cannons? What?
Yeah, that's I mean, yeah, that's a little ridiculous.
Sorry, just throwing
No,
it out there.
no, it's
this army is very like, I'll do what I want.
yeah, it's
I want.
absolutely yeah, that's all I'll say. Jamie, only in death does duty end. All you, sir.
A unit that includes models with this special rule can have the routed status discarded in exchange for taking wounds. In the end phase of controlling player's turn, any unit from a detachment with this oath of moment that includes any models with the routed status may have that battlefield status discarded immediately. If the routed status is removed from any model in a unit due to this oath of the moment, that unit suffers 1d3 +1 wounds with a damage of 1 and an AP of 0.
Yep.
That's pretty handy for, I'm tired of running away, or before I even bother to run away, I'm just going to punch some dudes.
Yeah.
And you're Marines, so you're probably going to save it.
That kind of sounds like a Duncan style rule.
Yeah.
Are
your world leaders running away and not having enough chain weapons? Take these two together.
Yes, maybe. That could be fun. Who wants the next one? Jack? Brian?
Where are we again?
I'll do it.
The spoils of victory.
Spoils of victory. A unit that includes models with this special rule can score victory points for looting the fallen, but loses the Line X or Vanguard X special rules. All models with Black Shield trait detachment with this oath of the moment may lose any variants of the Line X or Vanguard special rule that they have, and may not thereafter gain any version of Line or Vanguard from any source. And a unit that includes models with this oath of the moment may not control or contest any objective marker. Models that have lost either Line X or Vanguard X special rule due to the Oath of the Moment instead gain Loot the Dead special rule, which is a value of X on the Loot the Dead special rule. Hold on. The value of X on the Loot the Dead special rule depends on the value of X on the special rule variants that were removed. For models that have any variant of Vanguard X removed by this special rule, the value of X on the Loot the Dead is equal to half the value of X on the variant Vanguard X that was removed. So, like, if it had a 2, you get a 1.
Yep. Or if you had 4, you get 2.
Exactly.
And 3, you become 2 because of rounding up.
Rounding up. Models that have any variant of Line X removed by this special rule, the value of X on the Loot the Dead is equal to the value of X on the variant Line X that was removed. So, most are 1s. There are some 2s. So, you just straight up get the same.
Yep.
This is a big one, a long one. So, Loot the Dead. Special rule grants a new option for units that win a combat, allowing them to score victory points, but forcing them to become pinned. So, when a unit that is completely composed of entirely models with this special rule is on the winning side of a combat, loot and pillage aftermath option may be selected for that unit as long as all enemy units involved in the combat have been destroyed or are falling back or have disengaged. Only one unit may select this aftermath option per combat. Loot and pillage. A unit that chooses to loot and pillage cannot move or take any attacks as part of this aftermath option, but instead scores victory points equal to the value of X attached to the variant of Loot the Dead X. Special rule that this unit has: once victory points have been scored, all models in the unit for which this aftermath option has been selected gain the pin tactical status.
Yep. So it is quite possible for this unit to win a combat, not chase down your enemies or anything like that. Sit there, score. Let's just say you have line 2. Score your 2 points somewhere far away from an objective. Like, say you jumped on a gun crew for a rapier
Or
battery.
like a heavy weapon squad or something that's sniping, and you jump on it, kill it, and you're like, oh, look at these awesome Volkites and las cannons. This is hot, awesome.
Yep. So while they're busy running away, even if they were never scoring an objective, now you're scoring because of what you did for these.
Yep.
I think this one's really, really solid for taking with, like, assault squads or disposal squads.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, but it applies to your whole army too. So if you think about like if you're fighting militia or someone that's got bodies on bodies on bodies, you could possibly be racking up a bunch of points here. I mean, yeah, you're trading it for pinned, but you can still shoot on pinned.
Or like recon-esque units like scouts and that kind of stuff, like taking stuff out that are like not on an objective that, you know, or you could get, you would get stuff, you would get victory points for that as well.
Yep.
Jack, you
really
want to take
nice.
Eternity?
Sure. A unit, see here, a unit that includes models of this special rule may fall back in any direction, but becomes routed when locked in combat. And then a whole lot of other words beside it.
Right. Jack has problems reading things. I'll go ahead with the rest of it.
If you need to read for 5 minutes for a rule, the rule's too big.
The one
So if you're caused to fall back during the movement phase, you can move any direction you want instead. And if you happen to make it into base combat with enemy models during that, you count as charging, and you lose the status, the routed status.
Yeah.
However, if you're still routed during the effects subphase, and you're not locked in combat, then you have to take a cool check. And if you do that, then you over the effects subphase, the controlling player's turn after the battle turn 1, a unit affected by this oath moment is not locked in combat, then it must have a cool check made. Otherwise, it gains this routed status. So basically, you're crazily running towards the enemy.
Yeah. So this is kind of a thing, a fallback to second edition, where you could literally charge into one combat, chain your guy or guys from one model to the next model to the next model, fighting your way all through that unit. And then when they break, you could then follow and charge into the next unit behind and became a combat in that turn as well. And you could keep doing that and keep doing that. It was a way to just literally walk your way across the battlefield with Karn, back when Karn was a monster in 2nd edition. So, it's a thing. It's an old thing. Kind of reworked. Kind of interesting.
It's kind of like Rachel's deal from Black Templars in 4th edition as well.
Yeah. It really is. It's definitely a thing that works kind of well, but is also kind of gimped because of that. If you don't make that status check, then you're gonna be locked in. You're gonna be having to take that router check eventually. Kind of a thing. Still, I think it's pretty flavorful. John, you want to take Oath a moment? Flesh is weak.
Yeah, so the Flesh is weak. Models with this special rule gain the Automata type and other special rules. So you replace infantry with Automata. You also replace Bastard Sons of Fate with linked Cogitator units. Models with this special rule can control objectives and score bonus victory points based on the size of the unit. You may not benefit from Line X, but gain a number of victory points when controlling the objective based on the number of models in the unit. If the unit contains 4 or less models, you score 1 less victory point when controlling an objective to a minimum of 0. If you control 10 or more models, you score 1 additional victory point when controlling the objectives. Furthermore, any transports in your army gain Augmetic Transport Bay, which allows them to carry automatas and increases all transport capacities by 3. So if you're doing a Keys of Hell list, this is all your brain dead guys. Remember, automata guys can't take statuses. Automata unit types.
So this would be for the Iron Hands players out there. If you're playing them, take these guys as an allied force for your Keys of Hell units, and watch as they do Keys of Hell stuff.
Yeah. But Spartan with 28 capacity is a little crazy.
I'll jump on Legacy and I see you.
All right.
Models with this gain a Psychic Discipline. Any model with the Black Shield trait and the Sergeant, Champion, Specialist, or Command type in the detachment gain the Psyker trait. Further, such models gain the following discipline. If they already had the Psyker trait and gain access to other disciplines, they retain those in addition to this one. Malignant. A model with a Malignant discipline gains the following: the Malignant special rule, the Warp Torrent Psychic weapon, and the Malignant trait. Warp Torrent Psychic weapon is a Warp Torrent that is range 12, firepower 4, range strength 5, AP 4, 1 damage, deathload rate 5, overload 1, and force to increase your firepower. If that's when you're doing it as a torrent. If you're doing it as the Malignant version, your firepower 1, strength 5, AP 2, damage 2, deathload rate 5, overload 2, and force for range strength. So when a unit that includes any model, this special rule suffers perils of the warp and gets a result of warp rupture. All models with this special rule that have the willpower characteristics of 5, have their willpower characteristic set to 5 while resolving that incident of perils of the warp. So you're kind of like tormented by the psychicness in your head. You're not quite as good with psychic powers as regular psychers are. But that ranged gun is beefy. If you haven't moved and you throw a Malignant copy or Malignant version of something, doubling your range strength to 10, doing AP2 and D2, that's pretty nice.
And they both have deathload rate, so you're basically walking around with psychic Volkites of death.
Yep. And if you didn't move, and you do the regular torrent, it can become 8 shots at strength 5, AP 4.
if you take the psychic test. But also notice these are both assault weapons, so you can use it on the step up.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. It's pretty beefy.
I don't think it matters if you moved or not for this one, Duncan.
Yeah, neither of them have heavy. They have it's just the force.
Oh, never mind. So yeah, it's still beefy. Still range strength 5, still AP 2, still damage 2. And
If you force check, you would be eating 8 wounds to the face.
Yep. Or 1 strength 10 AP 2 D2 shot. I mean, it's a pretty nice way to open up things that are transports.
Yeah, and considering everybody's taking this.
Yep. I mean, it's not just your commander; it's all sergeants, all champions, all specialists. Yeah, that's pretty nice.
Another one. Next one is Broken Helix. For each unit that includes models with a special rule, the controlling player chooses one of 2 possible special rules. First up, you lose all variants of Line or Vanguard from any source. You also lose Fury of the Legion. Instead, you gain one of the following 2 special rules, Clone or Aberrant. If you take Clone, models with this special rule must reduce certain advanced characteristics but gain increased resilience. All models with the special rule that do not also have the Command, Champion, Specialist, or Sergeant subtypes must reduce their leadership, willpower, intelligence, and cool characteristics by 1. Furthermore, a unit that includes models with this special rule cannot make reactions or advanced reactions, but they gain damage mitigation tests of 5 up. So you're gaining
Not bad at all.
a lot of survivability. You combine this one with the Rush this week? Yeah, you can. So you could have...
Yeah, you can turn the keys of hell and have your guys be very, very not caring at all.
Yep. The other one is Aberrant. Models with the special rule must reduce certain advanced characteristics which gain increased combat powers. So models with Command, Champion, Specialist, or Sergeant must reduce their leadership, willpower, and intelligence by 1, but increase their strength and attacks characteristics by 1. Furthermore, a unit that includes any models with a special rule begins the assault phase with a model within 12 inches of an enemy model must declare a charge, even if they cannot reach the target.
So if you combine this one with Eternal Vendetta, you're getting hatred and all these other bonuses as well. If you combine Aberrant with that. So you're getting a lot of you must charge things within 12. And you're also getting all those bumps, +1 to hit, +1 strength, +1 attacks. That's pretty nice.
Yeah.
This is one I'm kind of a fan of, and it's something that a lot of people have been reading, and a lot of people are kind of misunderstanding. But here we go. In Disgrace, all models are equal. A command with this Oath of Moment cannot take command or high command choices, but gain bonus prime advantages. A detachment with this Oath of Moment may not include any command or high command choices. All other slots with this Oath of Moment become prime slots. But the only prime advantage that may be selected for any slot in this detachment is Petty Warlord. If a unit is unable to have Petty Warlord selected for it, then they may not have a prime advantage selected for it. Petty Warlord. Any model in a unit selected to fill the prime slot that has the Sergeant subtype gains +1 to attacks, weapon skill, leadership, and becomes a champion. If it's already a champion, it instead increases leadership by +1. Further, if this is selected for a unit that is in a primary or allied detachment, then an auxiliary detachment may be attached to that detachment as if this unit was a command choice. All slots in auxiliary detachments selected using this prime advantage become slots, but the only prime advantage that may be selected for any slot in such a detachment is Petty Warlord. So, all your sergeants get better. Everything becomes has the ability then to unlock other stuff. it's interesting. You don't really have any characters, but you have a lot of champions. So you have a lot of guys who are out there who are going to be able to take punches and take challenges, but you don't really have anybody who, as a sergeant, is actually characters, per se. It's just the line troops and some of the special troops all leading themselves. Characters and heroes have been killed off. It's kind of neat. I think it's something that can be really kind of cool to represent on the field. I like the idea. And I've seen a couple people talking about it, like I said earlier. Who's up for Pride as our armor? Jamie?
I'll
take it.
Oh, cool. Brian. Go at it, brother.
Any detachment with this special role must have all troop slots in a primary or allied detachment replaced with elite slots. A primary or allied detachment with this oath of moment replaces all troop slots with elite slots. Furthermore, a detachment with this oath of moment may not include any troops choices, including in any auxiliary or apex detachment attached to that detachment. So this is your elite army oath of moment.
Small band of surviving elite warriors. Yeah. That's pretty nice. Again. The only concern I have with that one is you take away most of the line unit by doing that.
Yeah,
So
you're going to have trouble. You're going to have some trouble scoring.
You're going to have trouble scoring.
Yeah, you'll have to take that with some of the ones that buff your points.
Yep.
Yep. Like the one where you're the one where you get points for taking stuff out.
Just that one's the looting the dead.
Looting, yeah.
And you'll notice in both of these, it's kind of starting the trend of completely mess with the entire way the army is built.
Yep.
Which is really cool in these. You can, use the basic Marine book, but you're completely messing with things. Which leads us on to the Taint of the Xenos. Any unit that includes models with a special rule may select additional weapons. So when selecting weapons for models with the BlackShields trait, and this Oath of Moment, the following weapons are considered part of the Legion Special Weapons list. You've got Deathlock for 15 points and a Doomlock for 10. The Deathlock is range 18, firepower 2, strength 6, AP 2, damage 1, shred 6 up, overload 2. The Doomlock is range 9, 2 shot, strength 6, AP 2, damage 1, pistol, shred 6 up, overload 2. Likewise, you also get a new piece of Legion War Gear for 15 points, the Halo Blade. No initiative or attack modifier, but strength plus 2, AP 2, damage 1, and shred 5 up.
Yeah, that one kind of interesting.
That could be a fun weapon for a dueling combat character.
It could, yeah.
Or if you're taking one of the ones we'll get to later where you've got a ton of characters, you can just throw these out all over the place.
Yep. Kind of figured that might be coming from John.
I like it, but I'm not giving up what I'm thinking about doing.
Okay.
You want to take the Rebel Brigade?
I think we should leave that one with Jamie. It'll be funnier.
Weapons of Desperation. A model with this rule must swap bolters and bolt pistols for other weapons. So it's playground weapons. All models with Black Shield trait in a detachment with Oath of the Moment must exchange all bolters and bolt pistols for a weapon from the Weapons of Desperation list shown below. So all weapons exchanges required by this Oath of the Moment are free. So you have a reclaimed auto gun, you have a reclaimed auto pistol, a reclaimed las gun, a reclaimed las pistol, a reclaimed shotgun, and a reclaimed heavy stubber. Reclaimed auto gun, which is, like a modern rifle. Well, it's not a rifle, it's a pistol. But anyways, range 18.
It's a rifle to us, it's a pistol to them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Range 18, was it shot 3, strength 3, AP not, D3 or D1, pistol,
Yep.
auto, and assault. Auto pistol range. It's basically the same stats, but it's halved range. Reclaimed las gun. So for if you're into flashlights, range 24, FP2, RS3, AP6, D1. Pistol again, las and auto. Las pistol is
The last
basically
and assault.
assault. Sorry, yeah, las assault. And then the reclaimed las pistol is the same stats, except it is half distance at 12. Then you have the reclaimed shotgun, which is probably one of Duncan's favorite things. Range 12, FP2, RS4, AP naught, D1, stun 0, auto and assault. Reclaimed heavy stubber, range 36.
This one's my favorite.
FP5, RS4, AP naught, D1, suppressive 0, auto and assault.
So my
You
favorite
get
is
3 of
the
those per unit.
Yeah. That's the only one that had a limitation on how many you could take. But
yeah. That's still my favorite because I really like the idea, and I wish I didn't put that. You can only have 3 of this selection out because I really like the idea of a whole bunch of dudes running around with basically Browning heavy machine guns as
Well, how about dual wielding shotguns, Duncan?
Yeah, that's another one. Unfortunately, the
I'm gonna
shotgun's
charge
not a
you. Here's
pistol.
45 shotgun rounds to the face.
Yeah. It's. I mean, it's ridiculously funny to see these guys power armor with these tiny little guns going pew pew. I mean, I think that'd be funny. It's interesting.
I'll take the next one since it's one of my favorites. The Blade of the Just. A unit that includes mostly models with this special rule scores additional victory points for winning hard combats. You lose Line or Vanguard X, and you gain a new rule called Doomed Heroics X, where X is equal to twice the value of X from the special rule lost. If you didn't have either of those rules, you gain Doomed Heroics 3. So Doomed Heroics is whenever a unit with one of the there's a majority of models with the special rule, and you win a combat, you gain X points, or if you complete one of the following. The total number of models on the enemy unit side is more than twice the number of models on the BlackShield side. Or the enemy side includes more models with the command trait or models with the Paragon type. Or the enemy side includes a majority of models with a higher weapon skill characteristic than the majority of models on the BlackShield side.
Yep.
So you're scoring points for winning combats again.
Yep.
yeah, but it looks like this is a bit harder to score. Would you not agree?
Oh yeah,
It depends
you've
on
got
what you combine it with, tactic wise.
Yeah, but if you think about combining this with
Eternal Vendetta.
Loot the Dead, yeah. Well, I'm saying if you combine it with Loot the Dead, if you win the combat and you score this, you could possibly be scoring 5 points for every combat.
Yeah. Yeah. The issue is, since in Loot the Dead you don't have a variant of Line or Vanguard, so you gain that.
Yeah.
So that is definitely one way to make that really nice. And if you face an opponent who's constantly using let's go 5 squads, doing that and taking the Eternal Vendetta one to where you have a +1 to hit, you're still gonna hit them on a 4. So if they're majority weapon skill 5 and you're majority weapon skill 4 and you take this, you're still hitting pretty much even. I mean, they're going to hit you on 3s, you're going to hit them on 4s. It's better than hitting them on 5s. So it definitely makes it easier for you to do your heroics. So either one of those 2 lockups for combination would be pretty good.
You seem like someone who'd like Reapers of Lives, Duncan.
Oh, God. Yeah, all right. Units that include mostly models with this rule score victory points when used to destroy enemy units. Not that I ever try to do that. All models with Black Shield trait in a detachment lose any variant of Line or Vanguard they may have and may not thereafter gain any version of Line or Vanguard from any source, blah, blah, blah. Instead, you gain D3 victory points for each enemy unit entirely removed as casualties as part of a shooting attack made by units with this, or as part of a combat that includes any models with this oath of moment under the player control. So in shooting, you destroy a tank, you get points. In close combat, you kill a squad, you get points. You kill another squad in shooting, you get points. If the enemy unit whose destruction triggers a special rule includes any model with the expendable, then the number of victory points scored by this special rule is reduced by the value of X on that variant of the expendable rule to a minimum of 0. So, it's nice. It's fun. Oh, and you cannot take this one if you already have the Spoils of Victory Oath of Moment. So, Spoils of Victory is...
That's to loot the dead one.
Oh, okay. Ooh, that's another one. Blade of the Just, you cannot have Spoils of Victory.
Yep.
So,
Or
doesn't quite... Yeah, it is what it is. It is kind of fun if you want to just sit there and shoot your enemy to death or charge your enemy and then focus on winning through attrition, which, is viable. And then we have you. Who wants to take the one that everybody has discussed and looked at?
I'll take it because it's how I built my army. So, Alone and Forgotten. A detachment with this Oath of Moment may only have command choices, but they gain bonuses for that. An attachment with this Oath of Moment may only include command choices. All troop slots and primary or allied detachments with this Oath of Moment or any auxiliary detachment are replaced with command slots. However, you can only choose Centurions or Centurions in Terminator armor. That's it. Nobody else. However, you gain +1 to any 2 of the following: weapon skill, ballistic skill, strength, toughness, initiative, or wounds. You also gain the following special rule: to fight and die alone. Model with the special rule cannot join units, but it gains bonuses when fighting alone. While part of a combat where this model and only model with the controlling player controls in that combat, that player gains a +4 to their combat resolution score, with a further bonus of +1 combat resolution for each wound lost by that model in combat, as long as the model ends the combat with at least 1 wound remaining. If a model with this special rule is removed as a casualty during any initiative step of the combat, you gain D6 +1 victory points.
Yep. So you could possibly have nothing but a pile of Centurions with weapon skill 6 running around carving everybody apart.
Yep. Or
yeah,
better toughness and wounds, or
whatever you want. You get 2 of them.
Yep.
Yep. This is, I'm sure everyone who's been around a long time remembers the old movie Marines list.
It is.
Yeah.
But I was going to say
this feels like.
It kind of does, but I was also going to say it kind of would be good for maybe like Knights Errant.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was my
it really
first
would.
thinking on this.
It
I was
really
going to do
would.
that originally, but
I was like, this is like Garo and his crew that he goes and recruits, basically. But
yeah, the problem is that even a maxed out Centurion in power armor is like low 200s, if that.
Oh, yeah.
With a lot of them.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. Do you really want to max out those Centurions?
Yeah.
So, if you were to take that base 8 model or 80 point Centurion, you give them the Xenos Halo Blade. Now it's a 95 point Centurion. And you keep taking the whatever detachment to have extra extra characters in it. Because all your troop slots, and only the troop slots, are the ones that become new Centurions. So you keep getting whatever else.
No, you can only include command choices.
That's where it says, and it also says below it that no. All troop slots in a primary or allied detachment with this oath of moment or any auxiliary detachment are replaced with command slots.
So it starts off, a detachment that has this
Yep.
oath of moment may only include command choices.
Yes.
And then all troop slots are replaced with command choices.
Yes. So you get the regular thing to open up. You don't get a parader. You get your regular, good old fashioned. Yeah. You get your 2 Centurions, and then you get 4 more, and you use each of those to open up whatever detachment that would allow more troops. So you just keep adding more and more and more Centurions. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay, yeah, you're not going to be able to take like assault squads or breaching squads.
No. You couldn't even take a Rhino.
Yeah, someone was arguing with me that like you could take other stuff. I'm like, no, it says you can only take command squad command.
I've seen that same people saying that, and I understand why they're making that mistake. But you keep using these guys since they're command slots, and they give you another thing to open up. You open up something else that includes more troops that are then replaced with more command slots that are again using same.
My army list has 14 detachments in total.
Jesus.
It's alone and forgotten.
So my ridiculous one that I was coming up with was, I think it was 31 Centurions, 30, somewhere around 30 or 31 Centurions, because you can't really give them anything. So I'll just give them all better close combat weapons or what have you. And being like, congratulations, we're all single individual units. Fight me. You're going to lose. You're going to lose until you get into close combat, and then you're going to laugh and laugh and laugh. And it's ridiculous.
Before we get too much onto that, let's finish the list. We got 2 more pages with Indrid Har, the Riven Hound. He is a high command choice, so you can't take him in the list of just characters. For 165 points, you get movement 7, weapon skill 6, plus 6 skill 5, strength 4, toughness 5, 4 wounds, initiative and attacks 5, leadership 10, cool 9, willpower 10, intelligence 8, 2 up, 4 up. He has an Archaeotech pistol, a terawatt pattern power gauntlet.
You should have made this called the Gigawatt or whatever from Back to the Future.
And then he has some other special pieces. He's got the Fangs of the Emperor. All units in the same primary detachment gain Infiltrate 12. So if he's selected as your command choice, all your infantry types that do not have bulky gain Infiltrate 12. And then he has his own Gambit that allows him to make a single higher strength attack that causes more damage. He makes a single attack regardless of the model's attack characteristics. However, he gains +4 bonus to his strength characteristics and +2 to damage. So the weapon already, the Terawatt Pattern Power Gauntlet, is initiative modifier 2, attack modifier -1, strength +4, AP 2, damage 3. So the fist is swinging before the Gambit at strength 9. He's swinging at strength 13 on this Gambit. Damage 5. He's one-shotting most characters.
Yeah. I mean, he is bigger than most Marines in Terminator armor. He's just a horrible, monstrous beast.
Yep. So, I think we could do just like the militia and say what we were thinking of for making a quick list. You don't have to make a list if you didn't. I obviously did because I could not get this idea out of my head during the week. I'd originally thought of doing, like Jamie said, the Knights Errant, but I kept pulling parts together and came across a box of Oz 30K Thunder Warriors that I'd purchased and realized that I have enough of them to build a Alone and Forgotten and Blade of the Just list. So obviously the whole thing is a bunch of doomed heroic characters running out into victory. I have a Centurion with Thunderhammer and Combat Shield, and he gains the Prime advantage to give him additional attacks and weapon skill. And then my bonuses, I would probably take Toughness and Wounds just to make them a little more survivable off of the Alone and Forgotten. I've got 2 Centurions with Claws, 16 Centurions with Volkite Charger and Power Sword, so that's the basic Thunder Warriors with gun and sword, and then 12 Centurions with Combi Meltas and Power Lances. Oz 30K did this lance guy with a big lance and a melta gun on the end of it, so I thought that'd be kind of cool. And I've already got all the models for it, so I'm thinking glue them together, quick paint up 30 models and be done.
Yeah, that's pretty nice.
What are you thinking, Duncan?
31 Centurions in power armor with thunder hammers. And I was taking Eternal Vendetta. I was bumping their strength, I was bumping their toughness, and they all had hatred. So everything was designed to get them into close combat, to charge constantly. The strength and toughness bump was purely to reflect that they are the Thunder Warriors, the Thunder Hammers, so using strength 8 Thunder Hammers, running forward, screaming, "Fight me, bro." And that's the entire list. 31 jackasses with Thunder Hammers. I mean, it's me. Do you really expect anything different from that?
Yeah.
It's a lot
Jamie,
less
if you're going to build a
rampage.
Brian, if you're going to build a Black Shields list, what would you take?
Me, I would probably do the clones with Pride as our armor because I feel like you could get a good representation of a Plague Marine army for the Siege of Terra with having more elite infantry with the Feel No Pain and access to the special weapons. Although I wish regular vets could still take upgraded melee weapons, but alas, that is not the case. But you could still do like veteran breachers as well. I think it'd be neat.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Jamie?
I don't know if I would actually take this one, but you know, the Alone and Forgotten, and if you had the Nikhil one, you could easily do like Knights Errant with that.
And Psychers.
Yeah, it would be cool.
Because a lot of them were psychers or whatever. I don't know, man. I mean, for me, I wouldn't. That's not. I probably wouldn't do that. I am a big Garo honk, but yeah, I don't think I would take that one. I don't know. I'd probably take something with the looted combat equipment one, and
It's another nice one.
And maybe the Pride is our armor, so like elite, like basically like recon style Marines or something like that kind of got cut off from their the rest of the Marine force that they're a part of or whatever, and they're kind of just out there scavenging, trying to survive or whatever. Kind of maybe a little like maybe like Predator action, kind of, you know, where they're cut off from everybody and something like maybe like that. But yeah,
That is pretty nice. Jack, did you have any ideas?
Honestly, like the first thought was the whole entire whatever the Centurion was, but then everybody and their brother was hopping on that bandwagon, so it automatically made it unappealing for me. And then it went to the Iron Warriors one, whatever name was that one is. The Flesh is Weak, I think.
The Iron Hands one?
Yeah, Iron Hands. And then that had too many words in it. And then I took a nap.
So, yeah, that one with it increases the transport capacity by 3, and then it has also the abeyance or whatever with them.
I thought you could take Stompy robots with it. That's where I was at. I didn't actually read it. I just thought you could
it turns your guys into robots.
Oh, I can't take robots?
No, you can't take robots, but it turns your guys into the robots that you were taking.
I want to take robots.
But you could take a Forge Lord and get Roberts, or what's the other one? Oh, I'm drawing a blank on this.
See, we strayed too
you could
far
do the
from
clones. You could do the clones with the 5-up save and the robot one.
Yeah, if you did that, you'd definitely increase their survivability.
I just wanted robots. That's all I wanted.
Robots?
Yeah, that's all I wanted.
The fun thing...
These would be brain dead robot Marines.
Yeah. One of the things I really like about this is there's so much variety in what you can pick and choose from. I know everyone jumped onto the whole Centurion thing. I myself did, just like everybody else. But you could use that right there, or that Oath of Moment, to really represent anything. You could represent the Thunder Warriors, as John and I both were thinking. You could use that to represent solo straggler Marines on Calth, surviving against the odds behind the enemy lines, doing whatever as they have to. You could use that to represent lone survivor, and have them be from every single different legion and armed, looking however you want them with the generic Centurion officer gear. You could have them be a pack of mind crate or Lost to the Nails World Eaters, running around on Terra with following Karn's example and just being random murder hobos. I mean, it's so versatile. This whole entire thing is just so neat of what you can do.
The past two army lists, militant army lists, basically have opened up the woodwork for like convertibility and like basically making whatever to your heart's content, like style armies. So like whatever theme, whatever type of army you want between these two lists. If you didn't like the Marines, like because everybody's like, oh no, Horus Heresy is only in Marines. Well, it's not. These two lists, you could pretty much make whatever style of army you'd want. I mean, I'm sure.
We always talked about like the. Go ahead and finish. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, like, even if you really wanted to go out on a limb, you could probably shoehorn some of the Xenos into like these two lists if you really wanted to, like orcs or something like that.
Yeah,
you could, or Necrons even.
Yeah, we all have the rose-colored glasses of 1.0, and their black shields were really limited.
Yes,
back then, and even militia were fairly limited. I think this allows a lot more conversions and building of the oddball weirdos that we all kind of got into the game for. The weird conversion side projects and the oddball builds that, you know, you read something one night and like, man, that'd be a cool army, and then you just come up with it.
Yeah.
Like militia and these black shields have both really brought that out. I'm like honestly reading both of these, I'm really hopeful for the rest of this month getting the Shattered Legions list. I'm really curious to see what they're going to do with it now.
So like these, especially the militant one, like I mean, if there's any type of IG that you're like Solar Auxiliary Army that you ever wanted to do, you could do it. Like,
yeah.
It's just like, you know, Talaran or Katachkan or Cadian or whatever, Death Corps. It's all there for the taking. So, like, you're having trouble making an army list at this point because you just, like, don't like it. It's kind of on you at this point because literally it's an open candy store at this point for people if they're creative.
Yep, with Black Shields, militia, and everything else that we have right now, you could really, if you're not locked into specific brands of miniatures or types of miniatures, you could use this, like John referenced, to do the OS 30K Thunder Warriors. You could use this to represent all kinds of hideously mutated whatever. You could represent possibly orcs with the whatever. You can possibly represent with the Necrons or some other range that just you think fits that you can build around to make it look styled for Heresy.
I think John said squat for some of the militia stuff.
For the militia. Or militia, yeah. Yeah, it's really interesting
about, like,
how
Eternal Vendetta and Loot the Dead and Spoils of Victory for Raptors.
Yeah.
Constantly running forward, freak shows that just want to beat the hell out of people.
Yeah, the mutated Raven Guard guys. You could absolutely do that.
You know what's really funny, though?
Sure.
You could use this Black Shield list to make a better Demons of the Runestorm army than Demons of the Runestorm.
I was just going to say that. That's like the only of the lists that I've seen that they've put out recently so far that people, I think, are kind of disappointed with is the Demons one. And this one you could probably make better Demons with than the actual Demon list.
If you go into Flight of the Eisenstein, the book, where the first Nurgle Plague Marines really came into being, you could really use this list right here and make some hilarious, like Brian said, you can make some hilariously awesome true Nurgle Marines, true Plague Marines for it. And I think it would work wonderfully for that. And there's so many different options. I mean, if you were to compare this edition's Black Shields to previous editions, like John said before, I think this is probably the best edition of Black Shields we've gotten.
Yeah.
It's just so variable. If I was going to rate this document on the standard A+ through whatever scale, straight up A+. This knocked it out of the park. It really did.
Yep.
I kind of wish there was a bit more like HQ characters available, but
Yeah. I wish that we had a couple of the other ones from before.
I'd give it a solid A, just for that.
Okay, I would hope that some of those characters will make an appearance in Shattered Legions.
The Sisyphean or whatever it was.
Yeah, and if you can add the Black Shields to Shattered Legions or Shattered Legions and Black Shields together, either way, I think that'll be even more fun.
Yeah,
as long as the Shattered Legions one is on par with this, I have a lot of hope for that.
So you don't.
I may even do an actual. I may even have a Survivors of Ispan list that I would come up with and do.
Don't give me hope, Duncan.
70 Death Guard? Or 70 plus 1 Death Guard?
I don't know. I wouldn't do the Death Guard. I would probably do the Survivors that are still standing around when Horus bombs this spawn and kills everybody off at the end.
Would you include a Rylanor or whatever?
Ooh, I might at that point. Because you'll have Sons of Horus, you'd have World Eaters, you'd have Emperor's Children, you'd have Death Guard, you'd have who else?
You'd have the first 4. But you'd also have some pretty. You'd have basically the starting of Knights Errant, and then Rylanor, and then yeah.
Caleb Disseaman and Thalax.
Yeah, you could have all kinds of stuff there. Anyway, I'm just rambling at this point, but man, I love this document. I really do.
Yeah. I will say definitely the past 2 rule sets have been, or Milita and this have been knock it out of the park. Very good. Sorry, Demon players. You'll get some love at some point.
Don't worry, I'm still crying.
I know.
It's all good.
So
should we call it here, gents?
Yeah, are we about done?
Yeah.
Jack says yes. He's nodding.
John.
Yawn.
Yeah, I think next time we're probably going to have to go back to Legions, so send us your recommendations for those. Meanwhile, thank you everybody for joining us on this, the 145th episode of the Heresy Accountability Buddies Podcast. I'm John. I've been joined by
Brian.
Duncan.
Jack.
And Jamie.
You can always remember to stay accountable to yourselves, to your buddies, and your hobby. And we'll talk to you next week.
Deuces.
Out.
Like and subscribe and